This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
A lot of people now want to build a personal brand, or they want to kind of grow a business and use things like social media or YouTube or podcast as a way of doing that. And right now I'm kind of doing that. Here I am on a microphone, on a camera, sharing myself and my work, and it does help my business to do that. I could be equally as good as a hypnotherapist and not share my approaches and my hypnosis with people, and I would struggle to get clients in the same way that I don't really struggle to get clients because I'm happy to share my work. So being on camera and presenting is a useful skill. Now, for me, I felt a lot of imposter syndrome when I first launched my podcast. For the first 4 years, you wouldn't have seen me on camera, you would have just heard my voice. But it is beneficial to be on camera, being perceived to be an expert or knowledgeable or credible on a particular topic. And the client I worked with here, they wanted that. They wanted to build a personal brand and then link it to a new agency that they were founding. And that agency was related to social media marketing and media buying. They wanted to be an expert on that, but then also funnel the leads and inquiries into their business. And it's a very good strategy. There is someone I'm connected to on social media, a guy called Daniel Priestley, and he believes that that is an ultimate model. You build a personal brand yourself and then link it to a high-performing business model. So therefore, lots of people can benefit from this kind of structure, but only if you get to a point where you feel comfortable on camera, comfortable sharing your message, and that's what this hypnosis session is designed to do. Now, the paradox is, how do you get comfortable doing something that you've never done before? That might feel daunting. And the way to get around that is to know that you don't have to feel comfortable when you start. You can improve as you go along. Now, whether it's recording audio or short form video for like TikTok or Instagram or long form for YouTube, the key thing is that the 100th video or audio that you do is going to be a lot better than your first. So the key thing is to get going and get started and then improve as you go along. And that means actually feeling intentional, focused. And I'm a big believer of separating when you record from when you publish, because if you publish straight away, that can feel daunting, like you're going to be judged on the very thing that you've talked about. If you do all of your recordings and then publish later, they separate the cause and effect, and you can still evaluate the videos and the content that you create later, but it's good to kind of separate cause and effect, or process over outcome. So this session is done for a client to help them feel that they're about to leave their job, set up their new agency, and they wanted to feel comfortable presenting and expressing their message. So if you can connect or resonate with those kind of themes, you might get some value from this session. Equally, it was created for an individual. Some of the suggestions might not be right for you. So if you like the idea of a personal session built around feeling comfortable on camera, there will be a link in the description where you can schedule a free consultation call with me. For now, though, I want you to find a quiet, comfortable place, the kind of place that you're not going to be distracted or disturbed. Relax and just enjoy the session.
Start your day with Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal. The instant oatmeal ready to help you tackle whatever your day brings, like wrangling your toddler into their car seat. That was fun. coaching your 6th graders soccer team. Go girls! And carrying all the groceries in one trip. Whew. Try Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal, Granola, and Bars. Great taste and a good source of protein. Quaker, bring out the good.
Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a wonderful feeling of confidence and relaxation, a fusion of resources. And as you exhale, just allow any doubts, any fears, any worries to feel like they're leaving your body in your outward breath. That's it. Position your body in a way where relaxation becomes inevitable. That's it. Let's scan your body for any clues of tension that you might not have noticed. In your forehead, eyelids, jaw, neck or shoulders. And just imagine every inward breath gives you more relaxation, and every outward breath feels like a release. That's it. And it's natural to have concerns, to think of possible risks, to help mitigate them. But I want you to feel that worrying doesn't solve a risk. Preparation does. Decisiveness does. Learning and decision-making, that all helps. As you release those worries, feel you're breathing in whatever resources are the ones exactly necessary for you to feel empowered. You're not expecting an easy journey. You wouldn't even want an easy journey. What you truly desire is to have the resources to cope and manage and even thrive on a difficult journey. And as you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to imagine that that difficult journey that you've been preparing for truly starts when you do something that is a vote of confidence in yourself. The early pioneers and explorers could have talked about sailing over an ocean to explore new lands. The true vote of confidence is when they set sail. Evidence that they had the courage of their conviction. And maybe with you it starts with an email or a letter that says, I can do this myself. And when you hand that message, that is irrefutable evidence that your subconscious mind believes that to be true. I want you to imagine seeing yourself not apologetically, not sheepishly, confidently, doing what is necessary to set sail on your journey, knowing that there will be storms, there will be choppy waters. You know there will be. But you're trusting your ability to manage those things when they come up and not before. Just notice the rhythm of your breathing in and out. Feel your body relaxing with each and every outward breath. As you start to feel that there are moments in life where one chapter ends and another begins. And I want you to feel that you are reaching the end of one chapter and about to start the new. So as your eyes relax and your awareness drifts inward, begin to notice that sense of transition, that subtle space between what you've been and what you're becoming, and feel that that space is safe as you relax even deeper now. And what if confidence doesn't come from knowing everything? It comes from knowing enough and being willing to share it. I want you to imagine a planet far off in a different galaxy where everyone on that planet is blind except for one person that has one eye. And as you imagine that planet, imagine the advantage. I want you to get a sense that in the kingdom of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. And that one-eyed person doesn't need to apologize for their ability to see what others can't. And that one-eyed king doesn't need to know everything. And they don't need to be perfect. They can simply describe what they see, clearly, calmly, and honestly. And feel your body relaxing as that lands. That you don't need to know everything. But compared to many, you can see and understand what is invisible to them. And feel that any pressure to be an expert begins to dissolve. Instead, imagine yourself as being useful. You have useful insights, knowledge, perspectives that some people could benefit from. Feel that that sense of usefulness replaces perfection as a new feeling starts to emerge. Comfort. I want you to imagine over the next few days and weeks, you decide to embark on a quest of creating 10 videos about topics and themes that you know about and other people may not know. And I want you to imagine initially just pressing record on that camera could feel cringy or daunting. And that's natural. It's natural to feel uncomfortable when you leave the comfort zone. The goal here is not to imagine that you already can feel comfortable. It's to be willing to feel uncomfortable until you feel comfortable doing things that used to be uncomfortable. And just imagine how comfortable you would feel, not on your first video, but on your 10th, or 50th, or 77th video. If you'd already done 76 previous videos, it would be difficult to feel uncomfortable on the 77th. And you get a sense that you just haven't done what you want to do enough yet. So imagine, whether it's sooner or later, that feeling of being on camera is not about being judged, it's about being present. See yourself speaking as if explaining something to one curious person, one human interested in that thing that you have to talk about. And the moment your attention shifts from how you look to what you're giving and saying, any cringe begins to lose its grip. And some people believe that cringe is just the nervous system's name for growth, doing something outside of the comfort zone. And when you see it for what it really is, it becomes exciting. And I want your imagination to imagine stepping into a private creative space. No audience yet, nothing's going live, and no pressure to publish. I want you to imagine seeing yourself in a state of play. And imagine in that space, you create 10 videos, not to impress, and not to perform, but to explore, to experiment, to get better. And with each recording, something subtle happens. Your voice steadies, your thoughts organize, your presence deepens. What if repetition builds identity, and identity builds confidence? And I want you to imagine that playful, imaginative part of you from your childhood starts to wake up. The part that learned through curiosity, through imagination, through trying things just to see what happens. And maybe that inner child understands something useful and powerful for you. That learning is fun when it isn't tethered to approval. When you're just creating for you, not caring what people may think, that playful energy returns. Creation stops feeling heavy and starts feeling like a fun game. Each level seems to be surpassed when each video is completed. And each time you notice an improvement, it becomes a win. And your nervous system begins to associate visibility with pride, progress, and momentum. And I don't know if it will be days or weeks or months, but sometime soon you will experience a realization. I'm actually good at this. Not because you forced it, but because you allowed yourself to grow into it. And now, allow your mind to drift forward as you start to imagine a future version of you. Calm, grounded, recognized, Imagine that time in the future where you have become a genuine personal brand, a clear voice in your niche, the owner and a leader of a thriving agency. And when you think of that version of you, notice how you stand, how you speak, how natural it feels. And then imagine a year or two from now scrolling on your phone and seeing one of your videos the way that someone else would see them. Wow, this person's really knowledgeable. I never thought about that before. We could do something like this. By taking that other perspective, you see that you can educate, inspire, inform, be useful. And that future version of you remembers this moment, not as fear, but as the very moment you chose creation over comfort. And if you chose comfort over creation, that future version of you would never exist. So consider any discomfort in the short term as a gift to your future self, that future self in that thriving agency. Endless new prospects, clients, and leads flowing towards you because you became a thought leader, and people feel comfortable working with people that know their stuff. And that future version of you is grateful that you didn't wait to feel ready, because readiness isn't a prerequisite for leadership. Taking action is. So now, every time you press record, your unconscious mind remembers. You are not pretending. You're not faking it. You're not posturing. You are expanding your comfort zone. You are being useful. And each time it gets easier and easier and more natural and more enjoyable, until feeling seen is less like exposure and more like expression. 3 months, 6 months from now, an idea will pop into your head for a great video, and you'll just grab a camera or a phone and hit record, stream it live. No editing, no nothing. And that will be evidence of just how far you've come. You expressed yourself because you saw something that other people hadn't seen yet. And you're allowed to enjoy becoming who you're becoming. I want you to connect with an identity. No longer an employee, and no desire to be a freelancer. You are a founder. Founders take the risk. Founders have the vision. Founders learn as they go along. And founders build. And if your unconscious is willing to connect to that identity of being a founder, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. Any other identity is a compromise, and you are now uncompromising. You are the founder, and anyone else that doesn't believe that unleashes a new level of fuel within you to prove them wrong. but more importantly, prove yourself right. And as you allow these votes of confidence, new identities, and vision of a future where you're growing and evolving take root in your subconscious mind, it's time to return. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, connect and calibrate into the here and the now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.